me, 31 male, with my 28 female of 4.5 years, went out with her friends tonight at 11 p.m. and isn't home, almost 5 a.m. Wednesday morning. My GF is unemployed and occasionally goes out weeknights with her girlfriends in a major city by me. We've been dating for 0.5 years and living together for 4. Her email alerts come through on our shared iPad, and I saw that she took an Uber ride, and it looks like she dropped her friends off as well, because the Uber route passes their homes, and was dropped off outside of my apartment at 2 a.m. I received the alert afterward, and became suspicious. I can use Find My iPhone on our iPad, and I can see that her phone is a Closeby, about 4 blocks away on the same street. Uber says she was dropped off here. Where I live, it's all dense apartments and I can't just walk over there to see what's up. It's likely there are several apartments in the building where the GPS says she is, and the GPS could also be off by a building or two on either say, front or back. I'm freaking out. I've called and text beginning at 4:45 a.m. with no reply. I've called each of her girlfriends twice, and no one has picked up. I'm so worried. Is she okay? Is she cheating? Seriously guys, any advice right now would be really helpful to me. My heart is beating out of my chest. Do I call her more? Do I wait? Do I call the police? Edit. More clarity added. Major update. Her friend just called. Said she spent the night with her. This is a clear-cut lie. I'm getting off Reddit for a bit, but we'll update after we speak. I'm doing my best to be composed right now. Wish me luck. Update 2. This is insane. Her friend called me and said they all stayed at the friend's apartment. Uber and a cloud say that's a lie. So I asked to speak with my GF and was told she just left. So I called her phone and she did not pick up. I'm watching a cloud. The phone has not moved. I think her friends just nailed her coffin shut. In any case, coming from the friend's apartment, she can only come from 2 directions. The place where a cloud says she is a different direction. When I see her start to move, I'm going to wait outside, around the corner, and catch her walking back from an impossible direction based on the story she's going to try to sell me. Too long didn't read. My GF was dropped off at 2 a.m. but has been at another apartment I see on Find My iPhone since for the past 3 hours. I'm afraid, sad, and a mess. Hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out. Thanks. Dude, it sounds like you want her to be cheating. You've convinced yourself she is cheating, and there could be no other conclusions. Take a break from Reddit and calm yourself down. Talk to her whenever she gets home, and tell her you do not appreciate her staying out all night without letting you know she's safe. Assuming she's cheating is not what anyone should be doing for 5 years into a relationship. Sounds like trust issues to me. Edit. Try to keep the thought that she's cheating out of your head. Obviously, if she's safe and her story doesn't add up, then you'll have to have a conversation no one wants to have. If you immediately bring up your suspicions, assumptions, and she wasn't cheating, your relationship is going to be worse off than before she went out. I'm basing my statements off the fact that her friend said she stayed with a friend. Update, me, 31 male, with my 28 female of 4.5 years, went out with her friends tonight at 11 p.m. and isn't home, almost 5 a.m. Wednesday morning. This is an update to my original post from earlier this AM. To summarize, my GF of 4.5 years went out with some friends last night in a major city. We share an iPad. I woke up and checked the iPad. It's kept next to the bed, and saw there was an Uber ride receipt that my GF was dropped off at home at 2:07 a.m. I decided to use the Find My iPhone app on the iPad to track my GF's iPhone to see where she was and if she was okay. Her phone appeared 4 blocks away on the same street. I was unable to get in touch with her or any of her friends until 9 a.m. this morning. Okay, here's the update. Her friend called me at 9 a.m. and sounded frantic. OMG, your GF came back to my place last night and just fell asleep. We both got really silly. So sorry that no one called or texted you, but I knew this was a lie. Because this friend's apartment is nowhere near the apartment 4 blocks up the road from me. I have no idea whose apartment this is. I said that's okay and asked to speak to my GF, but was told I couldn't because she just left. Typically, it should take about 20 minutes to get from friend's apartment to my apartment. More than an hour goes by and still no GF. I decided to call her, and I could hear that beep at the end of the ringtone, signaling to me that she's on the other line with someone. I watched her on Find My iPhone leave the mystery apartment, stop on a street corner for about 15 minutes, then proceed to walk a different route. What she was doing was buying some groceries. So, when she finally did walk in at 10:15 a.m., her excuse was sorry, the shuttle was super slow today, plus, I stopped to get some fresh fruit. No apology or anything. She's acting like I'm a psychopath for caring where she had been all night, even though it's uncharacteristic for her to stay out all night. In fact, she usually calls or texts me when she's on her way home from the city. Okay. So we go inside and I say, tell me about your night. She goes, "We just went to the club, that's it." I ask if they stayed there all night and she told me that stayed there pretty late. This is another lie. Uber says she was picked up at the club at 1:50 a.m. and clubs here close at 4 a.m. On a typical night, she'll come home between 3-4 a.m. So I ask if they went anywhere else. No. We were pretty silly, so we went straight from the club to my friend's apartment. When I got there, I passed out on the couch. This makes absolutely no sense because the Uber receipt states clearly that she was dropped off at my apartment. At this point, I say to her, "Are you sure you're telling me everything?" And she gets heated. Duck you. I already have a father, an overprotective brother. Why the duck can't I just go out with my friends for one night without you all over my butt about it? Nope. She goes out with her friends alone 3 nights a week and I let that happen. It's not like she doesn't constantly go out with them. At this point I tell her about the Uber ride receipt and show her screenshots of the Find My iPhone application. I show her a journal of the things I attempted to do to get in touch with her and explained how worried I was. The response: "Duck you. Why the duck are you accusing me of poop?" I constantly try to tag myself on Facebook and it shows up as the wrong location. My phone is all ducked up anyway. I'm not lying. I went right to friend's apartment. Okay, so why does Uber have confirmation that you were dropped off here? And this is where the story breaks apart. Well, we dropped all of the girls off at the apartment first, then Uber took me here. But I couldn't find the apartment keys anywhere. So, rather than calling you and waking you up or ringing the buzzer to get in, I decided to just walk to friend's apartment. Bull. Poop. She was in a Simply Club outfit with no jacket. It was 14 degrees last night. The streets and sidewalks here are literally sheets of ice. There is no way she walked a 35-minute walk at 2 a.m. in 6 inches heels in those conditions through the ghetto in 13 degrees. No chance. She tells me I'm in butthole and need to believe her. She tells me she's telling the truth. She even says, "Check my phone." And miraculously, there's no call log of whoever she was speaking with from around 9:45 a.m. when I tried calling, and there's a full text convo of her speaking with her friend about how they spent the night at friend's apartment. Mind you, these texts are all sent during the time period where I see her on Find My iPhone leave the apartment and hang out on a random corner. These girls were straight plotting. So, I calmly told her that I'm not buying it, and that I'm ending the relationship immediately. I packed a large bag in front of her with my clothing and laptop, etc., and am leaving within the next half hour. She's basically pretending this isn't happening. She's acting cool about it. She's just saying in normal speaking voice, "Well, if this is what you want to do, I won't stop you." So that's that. I think that she thinks I'm going to witch out at the last moment and stay. I think that she thinks she can push the limits and win. I'm not wrong, right? If Find My iPhone says you're up the block, don't tell me you stayed a 10-minute car ride away. The GPS is not inaccurate. This is ducking reliable science. I don't know what will happen to me from here on out. I've got a 6-month expensive gym membership I need to deal with. We had a mountain trip and Florida trip planned within the next 30 days. Plus, all of our friends overlap. In any case, I don't know if she cheated, but I'm 99.999% certain that she stayed somewhere else and is actively trying to cover it up. She's actually trying to place blame on me for being possessive. I was called a psycho and a stalker, and she's acting like it doesn't even matter if I leave. Duck this. I'm out. If you've got any criticism or kind words for me as I start my new life, please comment. I'll come back on once I get to my parents' house later this afternoon. My plan is to live there until I can figure out new living accommodations. Finally, thank you all for the advice and tremendous amount of support this AM. I was in a really bad place and don't know what I would have done without our relationships. I felt like I was having a panic attack. Thank you all. From the bottom of my heart. Too long didn't read. Duck it. I'm She's unemployed and going to the club 2 to 3 times a week. Dumping this loser is the smart move. They go because the girls she rolls with are extremely attractive. They skip all lines, go to the most exclusive places, meet celebrities, and get bottle service at their tables with the sparklers and poop all the time. And it's 100% free. Just to be clear, it's not like she's unemployed and dumping money into drinking. It's 100% comp for her and her friends. If she really wasn't up to anything, she wouldn't have gotten mad and defensive when you asked her if she was really telling you the whole story. If she thinks this is you being too possessive, then she should be happy the relationship's over because now she's free to go find someone who is less overprotective. You made the right call. Proud of you. I feel sorry for you, man. But there is indeed enough proof for you to go on that she in fact is covering something up. What I don't get is that all these people she goes out with all cover her butt and think this is okay. Very immature, if you'd ask me. Good luck out there, mate. I'm sure you'll find someone who appreciates your concern. I'm glad you're leaving. My only advice is to start looking for maybe a different type of woman. There's nothing wrong with going out to clubs, but at 31 years old, it will probably serve you best to find someone a little more mature. Good luck to you. And don't slide backwards into her bees. I thought my girlfriend, 25 female, was cheating on me, 27 male, but found out something worse and need advice. I'll try to keep this as short as possible. Girlfriend and I have been together for 4 years and I love her so much I was planning on asking her to move in with me and marry me once I received an upcoming raise at work last month, or she's been exhibiting some textbook behavior that would lead me to suspect she's cheating. I see her significantly less than normal, which she told me was due to her job. Out of paranoia, I asked her coworker on Facebook about this. She told me they'd been working normal hours, nothing's changed, and that my girlfriend's attendance has actually been bad. Talked to her roomie, best friend of many years, and she said that she has not spoken to her as much recently either, and is hardly home, but she thought she was with me. Not only that, but any time I am with my girlfriend recently, she'd been very protective of her phone, and seemed uninterested in being around me, and very easily irritated. This isn't really like her. If anything, I was always the one more easily irritated in the relationship. She briefly mentioned someone she'd gotten back in contact with that used to be a friend in high school. So I decided to message this girl on Facebook asking if she's heard from her a lot recently, or what. This girl didn't respond. It was really fishy, so this led me to look at her phone the next time we hung out when she was asleep. I'm not proud of it, but every time I brought anything up she was really defensive. I looked in her phone, and there were no texts suggesting she was cheating, but instead, a lot of texts with aforementioned high school friend about popping pills together, all the new medications she wanted to try and do, when she could get her hands on more. What hurt the most was seeing I don't want to talk to anyone, I just want to get high in context of this girl asking about if I, or her roomie, knows about what she's been up to. I don't know what to do. The only person she is talking to right now is the girl who provides her these medication, and does them with her. I was 99.9% sure she was cheating, so I only have been thinking about what I'd do given I found out she was. With this, I don't know, I want to help her so badly, but I still feel so many things. Confusion. Why would she even turn to medication? She didn't seem unhappy, but a little betrayed that she would act like this to me. And most of all, really concerned. I love her so much, and don't want to see her go down this path. A path that could really ducking harm her. Too long didn't read. Girlfriend of for years was acting strange. I looked into it. Turns out she is not cheating, but she is off doing medication with a girl she knew in high school. I need advice on a solution as I've never dealt with anything like this before. This is the type of time where you literally need to have an intervention before things get too bad. Even if your relationship doesn't pan out, let her family know about this. What's a good way of telling them? Just be honest. Tell them like you told us.